In this module, we'll cover the last of the 4 pillars of QUBEdocs, this one being Compare. We'll come down here to the Change Analysis tab on the left, and from here you can choose a baseline snapshot of QUBEdocs and a revisions snapshot. Now, one of the reasons we recommend you document your development models in addition to your production models is that you can compare the two. So we have a QD-Dev and a QD-Prod model that we're going to be comparing from the same day. We'll run that comparison, and you'll get this nice chart here showing just exactly how much has changed between the 2 models that you've selected. We can see the only thing that's changed here is a couple of processes. So we'll select that. Nothing was added or omitted, but we did have a couple of processes modified. So we'll select one of those, and we will see the changes here. So changes to properties, we can click that drop down, and we'll see the general comment has changed here. And then we can actually see the changes to the process script. So if we click that, we'll see the line-by-line code compare. Anything that's changed on the same line will be marked as yellow. If you have something new, it'll be green. Anything removed between the 2 will be red. So you'll be able to easily, at a glance, see what's changed from one version to the next. You'll also be able to, if you wanted to, compare the same model over time. Now, another thing that we can do, and just to give you an example, I'm going to compare 2 entirely different models that have no relation to each other whatsoever. So if we run that comparison, which will take a little bit longer just because they're comparing completely different objects, we'll see most of these things are completely different. Now what we can do is we'll just select cubes, for example, and obviously there's going to be a large number of cubes added and omitted because, again, these are completely separate and unrelated models. But what we can do when we get down here is we'll see there are some cubes that are modified. So for example, both of these have an assumptions cube. So we can select that, and this will give you a better picture of all of the different types of things that QUBEdocs is comparing. It's really comparing all of your metadata. So properties, rules, processes that read and write from the cube, etc. And if we open up the cube rules, for example, we'll see more of what I was mentioning before. We'll see green where things are new, red where things are removed, and then if there's something similar line by line, it'll show as just changed in yellow here. And then one of the other great features, so for example, if you're going to be deploying some code from development to production, for example, or you need to perform some sort of audit, you can pick the first item in the list, and then you'll see this arrow here. So once we're done evaluating this object and looking at the changes, we can just click, and it'll go down to the next item in that list, which in this case is going to be that PL cube. And you can perform the same tasks. You can review all of these changes, click through the drop-downs, and then just click the arrow again. And so this will allow you very quickly to navigate through all of the changes and all of the objects throughout your model between these 2 snapshots that we've created, just by continuing to click on that arrow, look through the drop-downs, and repeat that process until you get to the end of the list.